All right, so I'm gonna play around with the 92 a little bit here. So yesterday I had to put the doors on because it started to rain. So what I'm gonna do, I'm pretty sure I had the half doors on when I put this bar on and they closed properly. So I believe I'm gonna go ahead and switch the half doors back on just to make sure they close properly and latch. And if they do, then I believe I just need to adjust the hinge side on the door and not the body brackets. At least that's what I think. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put the other doors back on real quick, make sure that they close properly. If they do, great. If not, then we'll just adjust everything so that all the doors work, and we'll go from there. Okay, so half door fits, secures. Oh man, they're hot too. But it's in there and it's lined up. So that means that it's the door itself on the full door that is out of alignment. So what we're going to do is probably wait until it cools off a little bit because these things are smoking hot. But yeah, so that went right in there, no problem. All the hinges look, it slides right in like it's supposed to, so. And the door latches. So, all right. So we know that it's not the hinges on the body, but the hinges on the door. So we'll get that set up. I'm gonna peel this door panel off because I'm gonna actually replace it anyway with just a one piece. I found some on eBay. It's like $100 for the two of them, but it just is a flat cover without all the crap. I'm gonna get rid of the handle, probably upgrade the other handle as well, and we'll go from there. All right, put the door back on, and it is clearly too far towards the rear. We've got a huge gap up here in the front, huge gap along the top edge. So I'm gonna pull the insides apart so that I can get to everything. These door panels are shot, they've been out in the weather, so that's my next step, pulling that apart. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is take this inner door apart, get all these pads out of there. That way I can reach in if I need to get behind the bolts here. It's cooled down quite a bit, from 103 down to a breezy 99 without the breeze. My guy that was supposed to come and look at the white Jeep bailed, but that's typical for Facebook Marketplace. For a week and a half now, he didn't have the money. Then he wanted to trade for a bunch of crap that was broken, that didn't. Why do they always say, well, if you fix it, they'll be worth all this money? Okay, then you fix it and sell it, and then just bring me the money I want for this. Well, okay, I got some money, I'll come and take a look at it, and then they no show. Fucking losers. All right, so we're gonna do this door. Okay, so got the door apart. Apparently part of this door is yellow on the inside for some reason. No big deal. All right, so we got all that crap off there. I like it much better without that pad. Yeah, this door was yellow. There's yellow behind this black thing. So apparently this door has been painted. All right, so next I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up those bolt heads and see if we can get them to back off a little bit. All right, so I took the blowtorch and I heated those up until they were pretty hot. And then I hit them with a hammer a couple of times, and I was able to get these three backed off. You can see that the bracket has moved. I've got the door sort of, it's still way off down here at the bottom. So next we're going to do is do the bottom ones and see if we can get the whole door to slide over about it, I don't know, just a little bit, it looks like, because it almost lines up except for right in here. It's catching and it's still low here. I cannot see. Yeah, you can see it really starts to drop once I open it up. So Well, let's get it up here where it belongs. All right, so the door's sitting a little low, but I think the striker or maybe the locking mechanism might be broken, because on the other door, when I push the two half C clamps that go around the door striker, they lock close. On this side, they just spring back open. So that's kind of part of my problem, because as I manipulate the door, it keeps popping open. But I have tightened down this screw and this one up here, and the door is sort of in the right position. The body line lines up and everything else lines up. We're just low here. So if I could get that striker in, I could put a screwdriver in here, wedge the door up, and then screw these down, and we would be golden. But I think that's going to be it for now. It is getting close to 8 p.m. and I've got some other things to do, so I will probably pick this video up tomorrow afternoon. I'll probably jump over to the other door because, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to take the striker apart, but I want to get the other door secured, get it apart. So I think what I'll do is go ahead and pull the door panel apart, get everything ready for tomorrow, and then that way all I have to do is loosen up the screws and it'll be golden. Taking a quick look at the driver's side, I think if I just loosen up this upper bracket, the lower one looks like it'll probably be fine. And then we should be able to get it to go into place because it's tight right in here. It's just touching the window frame. And then when we get back here, you can see that the striker is below the latch. So maybe once we drop that front edge, this door will be all right. Hopefully. All right. So, and then I've still got to take these old mirrors off, figure out what we're going to do for new mirrors. Yeah. And then I still need a set of keys because I don't have keys to these doors. All right. So what we're going to do is hop over to the passenger side or the driver's side, take the door panel apart, get that door hopefully seated correctly and aligned, and then we'll come back over here and try to figure out what's going on inside this door, why this striker's not locking, and then I can try to finish aligning this one. Right now this door is low because it's rubbing across the bottom, and the striker is not catching. So we're just going to grab some tools and go to the other side and do that real quick. All right, so same with the passenger side door. It started out life is yellow, and it has now been painted black at some point. And the door pad is all rotted across the bottom, so pretty much trash, which is fine because we're going to do a flat panel anyway. So next thing I want to do is go ahead and loosen these upper bolts and see if we can get this to drop. But the handle on this driver's side completely rotted out from rust. The other side was just about rotted. So, but other than that, this door seems to be a little bit better shape. Definitely going to need all new weather stripping and stuff. This shit's all brittle. It's falling out of the track. But for now, it'll work. So let's get these upper bolts loose and see if we can get this to align. All right, so I loosened up these three, and as you can see, this outer bracket dropped, or the door moved, however you want to call it. But this door is now latched. It is fairly close. It looks like the door needs to go up just a little bit more. It is really tight, especially right here in the bottom edge. So I'm probably going to have to loosen up the lower bracket just to raise the door up a little bit. It does feel like it is loose here, but it tightens up about mid-door where I can't get my finger in there. and it progressively gets tighter. So I think the door's still kind of crooked, but at least this one latched, and it's pretty flush here. Like I said, we just need to do that. Looking on the inside, it's hard to see. I don't know if I can. So it looks like it's latched closed, so that's a plus. All right, so I'm going to tighten this bracket up. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and loosen this bracket up, see if we can get the door to twist just a little bit, because we are wide here and narrow down here in the corner. See if we can get the door to turn just a little bit and maybe raise it up here. So let me try that real quick. Okay, so I loosened up the hinge. I put a screwdriver right here and right here and kind of shifted the whole door back. And now it seems like it's pretty lined up. It feels like a nice even piece here. The door looks like it lines up along here. Our body seam looks like it's good. So I've gone ahead and tightened these up, and let's see if the door opens or if it's stuck closed. Actually, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's actually not bad. Cool. So this door is working. So next thing we're going to do is go take that cover off and see what's going on there, because it seems like the door is stuck between lock and unlock. So when I push it to the unlock, I can feel the rod inside kind of bind up, and then as soon as I release the lock mechanism, it kind of bounces back a little bit. So I'm thinking something's stuck in there. Maybe that's what's preventing the latch from closing. Hopefully that's all it is, and then we can get that door lined up as well. Okay, so this is what it's doing. I don't know if you can tell. Okay, so that's fully locked, and then when I push, see, it's not going all the way flat. It's still like 25 degrees off, but it's kind of springy. It wants to come back. And I can hear it kind of binding up over here, down in there somewhere. So I'm going to take this cover off. It is a bunch of Phillips head screws. So we're going to take that off. And, and there are Torx on the end. So we'll get this cover off and see what we can see on the inside. Probably will go ahead and roll up the window just so I can get to everything back there. I might roll up the window and just see if I can reach that rod and see if I can move it manually. Alright, so I reached up inside there and moved the rod by hand. It's still not feeling right, and it's still not locking this. So I don't know if there's a way we can fix this or if it needs to be replaced. We'll see. So I think there's a good chance that this latch might be defective. So right now it's in the locked position. So that means that if I pull on the handle from the outside, this rod shouldn't move. But when I pull on the handle on the outside, it acts like it's still unlocked. When I put it in the locked or unlocked position, same thing. So I don't know if there's a way to service this lock or not. So I sprayed it down with lube to make sure everything was working. So it's either broken inside here, because when I push this, it doesn't really do what it's supposed to. It kind of catches, but then if you pull on it, it just unlocks itself. So I'm thinking maybe this is worn. So I'm gonna go online here real quick. It's starting to get hot. And I'll check out to see what it says. Maybe I'll have to buy a new striker. But yeah, not sure. Usually it's one of these rods are off or broken, but these all look like they're working properly. So if I'm gonna have to replace this, I might as well order a key set too. All right, and some window cranks, because I only have one decent one. The other one's missing the knob. All right, I'll be back shortly. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to take this lock out, because I was looking online to see about replacing it, but there's some sort of weird cutoff, so I don't know if the lock changes or what the deal is. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that out and see. I did order a new locking piece. It was like $40. It'll be here on Tuesday, which is 2 days from now. The price range on these were kind of crazy. It seems that you can get used ones off of eBay for about $130. I bought I guess it's just an aftermarket replacement. For $40. The other one's working fine, so I'm only going to replace this one, but I want to also replace the locks because I don't have keys to these doors. So that's what we're going to do, and then I'm not going to worry about wherever I set the half doors. I'm not going to worry about putting locks in those because they're half doors, and if I ever do run the half doors on this again, I'm not going to run the tops. I'm just going to take the back out anyway. So let's get this out real quick. It is already like 99 and it's just after 12, so it's going to be another hot day of 104. So I don't plan on being out here very long. All right, so as you can see, I pulled the whole lock assembly out, or latch and lock assembly. Here's the latch assembly. I can't see anything wrong with it other than it's just really gummed up. I've tried latching it. It just doesn't seem to want to do what it's supposed to do. We're going to set that over there for just a second. I went ahead and got the lock out. It's just held in by a pressure spring that had to go that way. So we got that out. So yeah, that looks like I can buy this from my local auto parts store for a pair for $20, which is weird because on Amazon and other places they're like $60, so I'll just buy the cheaper ones. They do not come with the little bracket. It's just the lock and key, which is fine because we have all of our parts, so we're not going to have to worry about that. So just double checking, making sure. So we're going to go ahead and order that. I'm going to try to clean this up. I did order a new one, and it should be here in a couple of days, but so that's where we're at. So we're going to call this done. Thanks for watching. I'll pick it up when I get parts in. Okay, so I just kind of been looking this over, and it's weird that there's a pressured bolt on that side, but there's not one on that side. But also there's nothing on that side where this has this metal bar. So when you, I don't know if you can see down inside there, but when you move this part of the thing, it's like that should latch into place against something, but it's not. And the same thing on this side, it's not latching. So I was able to move this bar, and it's really stiff. It's like stuck, almost like it's froze. So I've lifted it up a few times and scraped some of the goop off. I'm going to spray some lubricant and see if I can get it to work, but I think this is missing some pieces, which would make sense that it's not latching. But we'll see. When we get the new one in, we can compare the two. But something is definitely not catching, and I'm kind of thinking it's this bar here isn't in the right spot, or it's stuck, because you can see it still doesn't want to go all the way back in. So we will see.